So right now, I've got the compressor that I'm going to put into the chain, and then it's followed by the EQ. And I'm going to get the compressor in this rounded knee where I like it, and then I'll bring in the EQ, and I'll just go through the different frequencies, and I'll show you that you can drive this thing pretty far up, and it's very, very smooth. Drive the TG12345 Mark IV EQ.
Hi, it's Will from Sound on Sound at the NAMM show in Anaheim with Adam from Chandler Limited. Adam, what do you have for us?
Well, we've just introduced the TG Opto compressor for 500 series and the TG12345 Mark IV EQ for 500 series. So now with the TG2 500 preamp that we've had for a few years, you can actually complete a whole channel in 500 series, a whole TG channel.
Wow, so can you talk us through each one individually then?
Absolutely. So the TG2500 preamp's been around for a while, and you can use that as in a mic level or line level and whatnot, put that on your mix bus, etc. So now what we went ahead and did after we did the TG microphone cassette rack mount, which has a TG1 Opto in it and a curve bender EQ, now we've taken that and we put it in 500 series. So the TG Opto is very similar, although we've taken the input knob, which is called the hold on the cassette, and we went back to the way it was on the TG1 limiter and the Zener limiter. So you have input, you have an output makeup gain, you have a sharp knee, you have a rounded knee, and you have variable attack and release. And it can definitely squash drums like a TG1, or it can be very subtle where you use it on a vocal or very, very sensitive type of things that you want to keep the melody, you know, from losing its attack and all that type of stuff. Essentially what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the TG Opto. I'm definitely going to exaggerate what we're doing. So I'm going to put it on fastest attack, fastest release. We're going to start on sharp knee, which is tantamount to limit on the TG1, and then we'll switch to rounded. And I've dialed it all the way up to 10, the input here, on purpose. And we're going to see what that sounds like. I'll start without at first, and then I'll bring it in. All right, so now we'll play with the EQ, and with the EQ, we have 100, as I said, well, I'll just do the EQ. Actually, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to slow down the compressor so you can hear what that sounds like.
So Adam, the TG12345, what's going on there?
So the TG12345 Mark IV EQ, very much like the TG Mark IV console, the 12345 Mark IV console EQ. It's two band, so you have a selectable presence, and that's a peaking EQ, or a peaking band until you get to 10K, and then it becomes a shelf. And then on the bass, you have 150 hertz as default, and then you have a button for 90 hertz. It's a very, very smooth, traditional curve bender sound. I mean, it's a curve bender EQ. And it would have been basically what you had found on the TG console microphone input cassettes and the group channels, sort of a combination of both of those.
Okay, great. So how much are these going to cost then, and when will they be available?
So they've already begun shipping. I think we started shipping late November or something like that, so they just came out. And the TG Opto US map is $11.95. And the TG12345 Mark IV EQ is $1095 map or street price. And then of course the TG2500 is $995, which has been out for a while.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks very much.
You're welcome.